So going back to our house saga, last week, I mean, we've already talked about just how much of a pain it is to get things done in this house. Not on our end, but like it's old,
To
things
live
break.
here?
Yeah, to live here. Like we talked about our windows saga, we've talked about our yard. I think we've briefly mentioned our shower head, which did get fixed, but is really cheap.
I do want to say how absolutely just dumb that is, by the
shower
way.
head?
This is just so stupid. We put in that thing literally 4 or 5 months ago. It took them 4 or 5 months to decide to actually fix it, and they fixed it literally like in 10 minutes. I was here the entire time. The guy walked in, looked at it, said, okay, I need this, this, and this. He walks back to his vehicle, comes back, and it's done. All within 10 minutes. They spent they freaking were just what's it called when you're like leading us on? Breadcrumbing or...
They're just stringing us along.
Stringing us along for that's what I was looking for. It's perfect, by the way. Thank you. They're
welcome.
stringing us along for 4 to 5 months.
Yeah.
For a 10-minute fix. Oh my, that pissed me so much off. Holy crap.
Well, and what's interesting, because we had the plumber, he came and fixed something prior. Oh, our water heater, one of the pipes on the top of the water heater like broke and was leaking all over the water heater and all over the floor in our water heater room. So when he came over, I also showed him the shower and I said, hey, our shower really sucks. What would you recommend? And he looked at it and he said, well, this is a really old shower head. What I would do is I would take out the tile and I would redo the shower and put in, like, because we have a shower head that has the pipe that hooks onto
The faucet.
and then it just runs up and it just hangs on the wall. So it's not like coming out of the wall like a traditional or a more modern shower head is. And he said, yeah, I would completely redo this because it's really freaking old. He also said that our water heater or something back there has the potential to go out because it's really freaking old. I'm like, great. I mean, I think it's fine that we live in an old house. That's just what happens. If you live in an old house, things break a lot faster, I guess. You're doing more maintenance as opposed to something more modern, I guess. But
Yeah.
Anyway, the shower head was really dumb. But the plumber I talked to probably is not the same guy as you. Was it an old dude that was here?
I don't even remember what he looked like. I don't think he was that old, though.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it was a plumbing people. It might have been something else. It had to have been plumbing. That is the only thing that makes sense. I don't know who it was. I don't really remember. I just remember being pissed because it took him 10 minutes to do the job, and they strung us along for 5 months. I had to keep saying that because it's perfect what I was going for.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Sky.
I know,
Let me
you're
just,
welcome.
Smirk you off a little bit more.
Okay, thanks. But so last week, I can't remember what day it was, but I came downstairs to do my laundry, and the carpet, literally like 2.5 feet behind the camera, was wet. And I'm like, oh no. I walked into the laundry room, and there wasn't really any water in the washing room. So I'm like, okay, well, let's figure out where the water's coming from. So I walked back to where our washing machine dumps the water into the drain. And it just, the whole room was just filled with water. And I'm like, oh, great. So I went up and got Thane. And Thane came down, and we started digging at the drains. We literally got, like, forks and knives. We popped the drains off, and we just started shoving down there and see if we can. And I got deep down past to where the bottom is. And I'm like, well, we're going to need a freaking snake because this is clogged. It's stunk.
I'm honestly surprised you guys even bothered.
I just didn't know if there
I
was,
wouldn't
like,
have bothered. I would just put in a report and been like, yeah, it's clogged. Get someone out here.
Yeah, when you guys told me you guys were like digging out the drains, I was just like, I'm surprised you guys are even doing anything.
The reason we tried is because I just didn't know if there was a rock or if there was paper. For some reason, we have paper back there. And the whole thing is just jank. It's old and janky because our washing machine doesn't even dump directly into the drain. It dumps down into like this little, let's call it a little ravine. And this little
because it's just been washed away so much with water.
Yeah. And
like
it just
Grand Canyon.
Yeah, it leaks in this ravine that trickles to our 2 drains that we have. One, mind you, is like up higher and is really dumb. That one, they were both clogged anyway. It mostly goes to the main drain. I hate it. I hate the way it's laid out. And anyway, it's just a nightmare. So our carpets were wet. We did clean them with Kohl's carpet cleaner, but they still freaking stink. And we probably need to put a fan on them. I mean, they are drying out. I took a towel yesterday. Or no, it was this morning. and I tried to suck up as much water as I could. And I probably need to do it again, but it's just like one thing after another in this freaking house as of late.
Yeah.